Hello, traders. It's E for MarketWizards.com and eminywizard.com, and it's just after lunchtime, 12 o'clock-ish, on Thursday, the 21st of March, 2019. Well, we've had quite the turnaround this morning. One of the charts that we will revert to is a 1 or a 2-minute chart once we see a deeper chart in play. And this is one of the ways in a squeeze type pattern you can find the support. And we're not looking for resistance as much as to try to understand where the support is when it's running to the upside, and then try to remember areas from the previous day or days that are important. So this 1-minute chart that we've been using, RTH, backed up by a 3 or even a 5. Here's our 3. You can see how the 3 has been supportive as well. Got above the rain line. We thought this was the critical area right here at 34 to 38. And if we could hold this line in this 35 area, because we had taken out that this high right here was the controlling high at the end of the day and plunged overnight. And we felt that that would be a pivotal spot today, with no idea of how high we could run, but just understand that, okay, got a few late shorts trapped and we're squeezing. And then as the trade starts to play out, and you realize not only the 1 and the 3, but the 5-minute chart certainly has been productive, above the rain line, push, push, push. So this type of a chart really helps us to understand a squeeze type trade. And if you drop back to something like our 15, which we used, you can see it there as well. And there was only one spin bar in the morning. That was this spin right here from this 45 to 50 zone. Everything else was white, 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 all positive bars, spin bar, take out the high. And our target today, we had logical targets up here at the 52.75 and even 57s to higher. But primary trade ending, it just seemed like make sure you paid 52s to 55. So this chart was very helpful for us. And here's our weekly chart. This was the zone right here, this yellow circle that we thought would be very important. Note how we held down here within 2 ticks of a target. We had the 13.25 target, the 12.5, and we said risk reward better. Now if you buy for the gap and half gap trade, and hey, maybe we'll get to that 33 test, we have no idea how high this can go in a squeeze type trade. But once it starts, those other charts are very helpful. And obviously you keep looking at a chart like this to see areas that the boys are targeting. And we noted this high from yesterday. Well, looks like they want to knock that out too. And now obviously we got the prior high back here that's resistance until broken. So we're using this high to 62s as resistance. Anybody wants to short, and we said if you want to be aggressive, try to 55, 52, but you don't have to short. It just seems like that would be a place that traders will want to start taking profits, a contra at lunchtime. And we noted that in this chart, this 10 area we called as our support, 10 to 12.5. And obviously we've got to get above the 25s. Once you're into the fighting box here, 25 to 42s, and then above the 42s, obviously anything goes in this box. We did note that this was holding the 19 area, which was last month's high, and looked like the OTF buyers were the monthlies and weeklies that were buying. And here we have the predictive model. We held the bottom line at 12.5. This is a full frame move if you get to 51.5, 52s, and then the extreme area obviously becomes this 56.5 to 61. We're calling 62, 62.5 up here. So we had advised traders make sure you're paid coming into this zone right here, 52s to 55s. And then for now, obviously, this 47 is a key area that needs to hold for any more upside. And step by step, we'll look this afternoon to see if there are any more trades that make sense to go along with the long side. But we have suggested you do not have to short. You don't have to stay long. You could take profits and go play golf or do whatever once you've got your VIG. So this is now our fighting box. Simple as that. Resistance above us, support below us, and this is our fighting box, step by step. And it's a full frame move. That's a long way. We need time. We told our traders don't even think about shorting until lunchtime. That probably best odds would be during the lunch when traders want to take profits. And even then, you may not get much. You may get a time correction. And kudos to one of our traders, Brian, who spotted this chart early this morning and said, take a look at your 60-minute chart. Looks like we're hitting the rain line around 15. Took one look there and said, yup, so we've got to get above the 32s. And if we do, then obviously got to get above the overnight high. And then once that's done, anything can happen above it. And obviously this is a very egregious move, but it shows the power of the first time back to the 60-minute rain line. Very powerful chart. Tells us the boys were buying. And yesterday's sell was a setup for today's buy. Very egregious type move. And for traders who fight this all the way instead of just saying, you know what, it's going long, I guess I'm wrong, and those traders will get their stop out money back a lot faster than those who try to fight this. So learn the OTF charts, the ones where the big boys are playing. And a chart like this, very, very helpful. And if we see the, obviously the NQ running, taking out its resistance levels, then we want to be very conservative, thinking that the S&P is going to fade that type of a move. So we use this to help us as a proxy to confirm that the trades are going in certain direction. And today, obviously, upside once we'd found support, and looked to me like this 60 probably base support based on yesterday's nonsense. And there's a big boy chart we're looking at, noting that this 76, 75 area, let's just call it 77, 78, about 20 points higher, seems to be the next retest level that the boys are gunning for. And for now, we're obviously respecting the bottom of this frame, which is 2807. So for now, that's still support. And today, very big day to help support the long side case that we're still not, there yet. We still have not reached a point where we're going to reverse and come south side. And the NQ still leading the way tells us that that's still possible, that we have not put in the high yet. And one day does not make a market, but certainly right now we've got a lot of trap shorts. We held this 33 line that we have talked about, and we are still trying to pound upside. So we're going to keep that as that 28 to 33, very important now, obviously. Not only the rest of the day, but next couple of days still. So anybody long side, obviously, good fortune above the prior high, and then you got to keep an eye on that. Does that get abandoned and come backwards or not? And this afternoon, we'll find out a little more. But for now, right now, the most important thing is do not damage your account by trying to be a hero and short the high and close your eyes and guess the top. That's our philosophy. And a profile chart, got it set at a 10-minute idea. Obviously, we're going to be keeping an eye on the 35. We'd call that, okay, 35 support. I said, don't let my conservative nature stop you. If you like the long side, I said, right here, we've got to find out who wins this battle. And, if we can get higher, then obviously we're going to squeeze higher. So we had told traders, if 36 was a breakout, and if you want that, you've got to use 34 or 35 as your stop. So far that's worked pretty well for this push. And we can see how the morning respected, came down, we found support. Boys came right out of the gate. This is a 10-minute bar. It came out buying and kept on squeezing all morning long. So contra time, and again, not thinking about a plunge more than some rotations. A rabbit dog day, very, very hard. If you get 5 to 6 points the first rotation, you've done well. And maybe you can get your 7 to 10 after a while. And if you really hit a brick wall, then you can get more than that. But for now, we've suggested paid for sure, 52s to 55. And above that, you better have a tight stop. Hope this helps see some of the things we're looking at. Good luck with your trading.